play for the theatre, but he is very cold and hungry, and he can't write anymore. He told the condition of that particular boy who was too much hungry. He was not able to write even a single word due to the hunger and cold. Then another one, what he said? Now, the swallow replied, "I will stay with you one night," said the swallow. "Shall I take him another ruby too?" What the swallow replied, he said to the prince, "What will I have to do, sir? I will have to take another ruby." Then, listening this thing, the prince replied, "I don't have another one. You will have to take the sapphires which are fixed in place of my eyes and give it to that particular boy so that he will arrange the eatable items for himself and the firewood to make him warm." "Dear prince," said the swallow, "I can't do that," but the prince insisted. After listening this words from the mouth of the prince, the swallow said that, "My dear prince, I will not do this, because when I will take out that particular sapphire, then you will become blind." But after insisting by the side of the prince, he became ready to do so. He took out the prince's eyes and flew over to the young man. The young man had his head and hands on the table, and when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the table. He cried, "This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play." The next day the swallow flew down to the sea. First he saw a big ship arriving from a far country. He completed his work that was given by the prince to help that particular needy boy. And after getting that precious sapphire, he arranged all the eatable items for him and the firewood, so that he could able to make himself from the cold. From the next day, what he said? He went to the prince and said, "Prince, I am here to say goodbye to you, because I am going to Egypt and my friends are still waiting for me." Then, listening these words from the mouth of the swallow, the prince said, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, please stay with me one more night." Again, the same thing has been repeated by the prince. "It is winter," answered the swallow, "and the chill snow will soon be here. In Egypt, the sun is hot. Dear prince, I must leave you, but I can't forget you." Listening the urges of the prince, what the swallow said, that, "My dear prince, I am not able to stay here, because after some time the weather condition will be too much bad and I will not be able to survive in that particular situation. So I will have to move from here to there, because still my friends are waiting for me and the sun is too much hot. The favorable condition is there." But the prince said, "In the town square, there is a little poor girl. She is selling matches. She has let her matches fall down. They are all spoiled. Her father will scold her if she does not bring home some money, and she is crying. Pull out my another eye and give it to her." Another work that has been given by the prince to the swallow, what he said, that there is a little girl who's selling matches, but if she will not be able to bring some money today, she would be scolded by his father. Then, after listening this problem of the prince, the swallow said, "Then what I can do, so?" He said that you will have to take my another eyes and provide it to that particular girl, so that she will earn some money and can escape from herself from the scold of his father. Then the swallow came back to the prince. So he pulled out the prince's other eyes and darted down with it and gave the jewel in the little girl's hand. "What a lovely bit of glass!" cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. After getting that particular precious stone, the girl was too much happy, and she ran towards his house. Then the swallow came back to the prince. "You are blind now." After performing his deed, the swallow came to the prince and said that, "Prince, now you are blind, and I will not go Egypt. I will stay with you." "No, little swallow." Listening this, the prince said, "No, little swallow, you must go away to Egypt." "I will stay with you always," said the swallow, and slept at the prince's feet. But he rejected the prince's plan and said that, "I will not leave you," and he slept at the feet of the prince. Next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in the distant lands. "Dear little swallow," said the prince, "you tell me of marvelous things, but I want to know more about my city. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there." The swallow also told him the different kinds of the stories of the distant land, but after listening to the stories, the prince said that, "Little swallow, just inform me the problem of the people of my city, how they are facing their problem, in what condition they are living, so I would be able to help them, because now I can't see." So the little swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting in the gate. He flew into the dark lanes and saw the white faces of the starving children. After listening the order of the prince, he just flew over the whole city and said the condition of the contrast people, that the rich and the poor one, the rich was making merry, they were looking very happy, but after seeing the bad condition of the beggars and the faces of the child of the poor, he just informed to the prince that in what manner they are leading their life. After listening this problem, the prince said, "I am covered with fine gold," said the prince. "You must take it off leaf by leaf and give it to the poor." He just said that, "I am covered, my whole body is covered with the gold, and you will have to take out the leaf one by one and distribute it among them." So what he did, the swallow picked off and gave the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, and they laughed and played games in the street. "We have bread to eat," they cried. Now they all gave the bread that they needed too much. Their pale faces were turning to the rosier one. They were enjoying their life. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The street looked as if they were made of silver. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. Now the weather condition was becoming very worse for the swallow. It was turned into the